What if the player everyone feared walked onto the court like a king, but walked off like a man who could not believe what just happened? That is the strange beauty of tennis. One player can look unbeatable before the match starts. The fans can already think they know the ending. The commentators can speak like the result is almost locked. The higher ranked player can have more titles, more money, more fame, and more experience. But the ball does not care about fame. The court does not care about history. And pressure does not care how many trophies someone has won. In tennis, everything can change in one afternoon. One bad start can shake a champion. One brave return can wake up an underdog. One long rally can turn fear into belief. One missed shot can open the door. And once that door opens, even the greatest players in the world can feel trapped inside their own minds. That is why tennis upsets feel so powerful. They are not just wins and losses. They are moments when the whole sports world stops and says, wait, is this really happening? Think about it. A top player comes into a big match with the crowd behind them. They may be chasing a record, they may be defending a title, they may have beaten the same type of opponent many times before. Everyone expects them to win. Even the opponent may know that most people do not believe in them. But then something strange happens. The underdog does not break. The underdog does not run away from the pressure. Instead, they swing harder. They move faster. They serve better. They start playing the match of their life. At first, the crowd may think it is just a hot start. They may think the favorite will wake up soon. They may say, this cannot last. But then the first set is gone. Then the second set gets tight. Then the favorite starts looking worried. The underdog starts walking with more confidence. The noise in the stadium changes. People stop chatting. They lean forward. They know they might be watching history. And that is when an upset becomes bigger than tennis. It becomes a story about belief. It becomes a story about fear. It becomes a story about a player who was not supposed to win, but refused to accept that truth. These are the matches people remember for years. Not because the tennis was always perfect, but because the shock was real. The emotion was real. The fall of the favorite was real. Tennis is different from many other sports because there is no team to hide behind. If you are having a bad day, everyone can see it. If your hand is shaking, everyone can see it. If your confidence is breaking, everyone can feel it. There is no coach running onto the court to fix everything. There are no teammates to carry you through the hard moments. You stand alone. You serve alone. You miss alone. You fight alone. That is what makes upsets so dramatic. A champion may have the better record, but in that one match, they still have to prove it point by point. They still have to win the next serve. They still have to stay calm when the score gets tight. They still have to face the player across the net who may be playing with nothing to lose. And that is a dangerous thing. A player with nothing to lose can become very scary. They do not feel the same weight. They are not protecting a legacy. They are not carrying the hopes of millions. They are not trying to defend a perfect record. They can swing freely. They can take risks. They can go for shots that most players would fear. And when those shots start landing, the match can turn into a nightmare for the favorite. The favorite starts thinking too much. They wonder why the plan is not working. They feel the crowd getting nervous. They hear the noise after every big point from the underdog. They know people will talk about this match if they lose. That thought can become heavy, very heavy. And once pressure enters the mind, tennis becomes a different game. The same shot that looked easy in practice now feels hard. The same serve that won free points now feels tight. The same champion who once looked calm now starts rushing. They may look at their box, they may talk to themselves, they may ask for more energy from the crowd, but sometimes nothing works. The underdog can feel it too. They can see the favorite getting tense. They can feel the chance growing. At first, they may only hope to compete. Then they start to believe they can win a set. Then they believe they can win the match. And belief can be stronger than ranking. This is why the biggest tennis upsets are so unforgettable. They remind us that no result is promised. They remind us that even legends are human. They remind us that sport is not written on paper. It is written in real time, under pressure, in front of thousands of eyes. In this video, we are going to look at tennis matches that shocked fans around the world. These were not normal losses. These were matches where almost everyone expected one result, but the court gave us something completely different. We will talk about champions who seemed too strong to fall. We will talk about underdogs who played with brave hearts. We will talk about matches where one win changed the way people looked at a player forever. Some of these upsets happened on the biggest stages in tennis. Some happened when a legend looked close to another great victory. Some happened when history was almost in their hands. And then suddenly everything fell apart. You will hear about moments where crowds went silent. You will hear about players who stood in shock. You will hear about matches that fans still talk about today because they were not supposed to happen. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final upset shows the most important lesson in tennis. It proves that sometimes the player with the biggest name is not the most dangerous player on the court. Sometimes the most dangerous player is the one nobody believes in. Because in tennis, the score starts at 0. No matter how famous you are, no matter how many titles you have, no matter how many fans expect you to win, when the match begins, the past can help you, but it cannot save you. And for some of the greatest players in tennis history, one shocking day proved that even the strongest champions can fall when the underdog refuses to be afraid.